What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to go over real quick 3 different choices of grips that I use to carry, what I normally choose, and why I choose what I choose. So right here is going to be my FN503, and this is my one firearm that I own that I have a Hogue grip on. And yes, sorry it's so dirty. It got really dirty pocket carry today. It is what it is. But this is the one firearm that I've kept a Hogue grip on. I've tried Hogue grips on a lot of other firearms, but this is the only one where I end up liking it on there, and I don't know why that is. It's just the way it worked out. But anyways, before I was onto the handle Edge Series grips, I put the Hogue on my FN503 just because the grip felt a little awkward at first because it was so thin but long this way. And I like a thicker firearm. That's why I like the Glock 26, the M&P 40C, Springfield Armory XD9 subcompact, and so on, right? I'm usually carrying a thicker firearm. So this just gives it a little bulk right here, helps fit your hand a little better, also adds a little bit of a finger groove. Therefore, you can get a little bit better grip in there, and it sort of hugs your finger in between the trigger guard and that little lip right here, which actually feels really good on the FN503. But with that being said, this is the only firearm I carry with a Hogue grip. Next up is a grip that I'm currently trying, but I actually like it a lot. I couldn't even tell you the brand's name. I'll put it down below in the comments because I can't think of it right now, just because it's the most random name. It's like AGG XPF. I'm pretty sure that's it. It's made by AGG XPF, so I'm sure it's some foreign company or something that's just making knockoffs. But honestly, it feels better than a Hogue grip. Now, I'm probably going to take it off because I've tried a Hogue grip before on my P365s and I didn't really like it, but this feels better. This is better texturing and honestly is very grippy. And once again, I like thicker firearms, so I do like that width. And while I wait for my Wilson Combat Grip Module for this, I do want that little width that way as well as this way. It just gives it a more ergonomic feel. And even though I bought this for pocket carry, you're going to say, oh, it's a little thicker, it's going to print more. It doesn't really print that much more in your pocket. It just adds a little bit. It's still a very small package, very easy to conceal, very easy to pocket carry. And so far, I'm actually liking this, but we'll see how long that lasts. Last but not least, you will see this on every carry firearm I own except for the Smith & Wesson CSX, and that's because the CSX comes perfect right out of the box. But everything else needs a little something. Now we're going to get into this grip pretty in detail because there's a reason why I choose the Edge series. And I always tell people the Edge series. Do not get anything else, just get the Edge series from Handle Edge series grips. Right? We have sandpaper grips on one side. Those tend to scratch your stomach up. They're abrasive. They ruin your tank tops. You guys have seen a couple videos of me where I get home from work and I'm wearing a tank top where it looks like a hole is cut out around my belly button. People were commenting about it. That's simply from carrying with sandpaper grips. And it just rips through your clothes and it scratches you all day and it can get uncomfortable, especially with an active lifestyle. Then there's rubber grips, which don't do any of that, but at the same time, when you get sweaty hands and you start shooting, you start realizing your firearm becomes very slippery very quick. And those rubber ones just don't feel right to me. I honestly feel like my firearm is going to slip out of my hand even without my hands being sweaty at all. So then came the Edge series grips. There's no grip like it. Not only does it look really good, but it feels really good. The X grip module is a little thicker, so I don't have to add any thickness to it. Grips like these add a lot of thickness, which is good because if you like a Glock 26, which is a thick firearm, this adds a little extra width to give it that good feel to your hand, and that's why I have it on these two. That's why I like it so far. But the X grip's a little thicker this way and has that little swell that I was looking for on these. That's why I put the Hogue on there. And so this is a very, very, very ergonomic setup. This is honestly one of my favorite setups. Regardless of it being a SIG, it is one of my favorite ergonomic setups. My hand just feels right on this. But it's this grip that really did it for me. At first, it felt a little too thin, and this just added a little bit of thickness, but it gave it that texture that I really like and what I'm used to. Trust me, if you haven't tried the Edge series, try it now. It's right in between, right? It still grips like sandpaper, but it doesn't rub your skin. It doesn't rip your shirts. Like sandpaper does, right? But like at the same time, it's very grippy, unlike rubber. So it's somewhere in between, but different at the same time. It doesn't feel like either of them. It's completely different. Feels awesome in the hand, and it's comfortable to carry, and it just changes your whole everyday carry experience. I always talk to people about that. I always say get the Edge series, and you'll thank me later. And what ends up happening, the people message me back saying, thank you so much. This was a great choice. I'm glad I went with this over the sandpaper or the rubber or some of the other grips out there. Just a great overall grip. So this is what I have on over 30 firearms. Whereas the Hogue grip, the FN503, it just works on this. And actually the truth is this is not made for an FN503. I measured a Ruger Security 9's overall surface area for its frame, and then I measured the FN 503, and I noticed they are very similar. They're also similar in height this way. And also, the way that this cutout was made was very similar to the FN 503. And I had one on my Ruger Security 9 Compact, and I took that off, and I'm like, that actually looks really good. It actually fits. I can still manipulate my mag release. Doesn't do anything over there, although it is sort of starting to rip a little bit. But that's fine, because this has been on there for like 2+ years. Not a single issue with it yet. That's it. And it gets pocket carried every day. Just put another $10 grip on there, and I'm good to go. So that's why I use that. For the P365, I just wanted to try something else. This looked really nice and grippy, and I got exactly what I'm looking for. It feels a bit cheaper than the Hogue. The Hogue is a great grip. Feels like it's not going to rip and tear unless, in this case, which is a grip not made for the firearm, that's why it's doing that. But if it's made for the firearm, it's not going to get in the way. This feels cheaper, but at the same time, very, very grippy and very ergonomic, so I really like that. But to be honest, I just got handled Edge Series grips in for this P365. Chances are, that's what I'm going to end up with. Thanks for watching, guys.